Welcome back to another episode of Uncomplicated Podcast. Today's a little different. Today, Jules is not here. And it's just going to be a girls' chat with one of my best friends, Emma.
Hello. I am Jules' takeover for the day.
Yep. And also, it's only like on Spotify because we are two pregnant women and self-conscious as fuck.
One very pregnant woman.
Yeah. And yes. Then, so actually, like, I haven't recorded a podcast yet saying that, like, I'm pregnant. So this one's probably going to go after.
Okay.
So I'm going to record one with Jules and then I'll post this one. But this one is recorded before, so this is technically the first time I'm saying it to the podcast.
Yay! Leanne is pregnant.
So exciting.
Leanne and I have talked about being pregnant at the same time for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And when I got pregnant... Rufus, don't do that. When I got pregnant... I was super eager to tell Leanne, but also very scared because I didn't know where in life she was in terms of thinking of getting pregnant herself. I mean, I knew she really wanted it, but I was eager but also scared because I really, really, really wanted to live out our dream of being pregnant together. Yeah. And here we are, two pregnant girlies at the same time. And it's the craziest experience because I'm not kidding, we have talked about it ever since we met when we were you were like 18 and I was whatever 20 something.
No, it is crazy. And when you told me, because we were kind of talking a little bit about it and I knew you guys were like close to it, and then I'm like, me and Jules weren't yet. Then when you told me, it was so funny because I'm like, God damn it, that means I need to do it. So we need to be pregnant soon. I'm like, I have to do, and every time we turn negative, I'm like I need to be pregnant at the same time as Emma.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of like scared because I didn't want to put pressure on you. Because again, I knew this is something we both wanted for so long.
Yeah.
And for us, it just kind of happened. And I was like, I don't want you to feel like rushed or like you're falling behind, because the reality is you're 4 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So it's like you still have tons of time if you wanted it, but I knew that you wanted to be a mom so bad. Like even before getting pregnant, you all the time, like every time we talk, it's like, I want a baby so bad. I want a baby so bad. I want a baby. So I knew that it was something that like we both really wanted, but like I said, for Dale and I, it just kind of happened. And then I was like, I don't want them to feel like they have to do it now if they're not ready.
That's fair, yeah.
But I also want to be pregnant at the same time, so like, get on it.
No, it worked out perfectly. I mean, like, I'm a little bit behind, but it's still, our babies are going to be the same age.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, you're only a few months behind, and our babies will be the same age, and they're going to be lifelong built-in besties.
Yes.
Which is just like a dream.
I know.
Like, I've always wanted that for my kids, so I'm just like so excited.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like, I remember just sending you those like reels that says like the two girlfriends, like they'll say like at the same time, like I'm pregnant, like, and I was like, oh, I want that to be us. It wasn't us, but it's okay.
It was close enough though. It was very close.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, now we just have to manifest our second kids being at the same time.
Exactly. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that one might be a little more difficult, but no, I'm really excited to obviously be pregnant myself, but really excited to have a friend going through it at the same time, because I know a lot of pregnant women feel the same way, but it is quite a lonely experience some days. And it's very difficult when like your body's changing and your hormones are fluctuating and like you're not feeling like yourself, but you don't know really how to like articulate that to people. Yeah. Like you can obviously talk to like your mom or like your sister or, you know, other people who have been pregnant and they get it, but it's also just like different when other people have had kids, because baby amnesia kicks in and they kind of forget a lot of the bad parts. At least that's been my experience trying to share things with people. They just like don't remember it being as bad as it's seemed to be for me. And so going through it at the same time with somebody is just like, I feel like the greatest thing ever, because we kind of really understand like where each of us is at. And when I say things like, this kind of sucks. Like, I haven't had the greatest time being pregnant. It's been very difficult. Like, you don't judge me, and you don't like, you know, you don't try and like tell me that I'm being crazy or anything like that. You're just kind of like, yeah, girl, I'm like really bloated right now too. And like, I can't eat this and that. And like, I'm really tired. And it's like, just nice to have somebody who truly understands it. So that's been really, really wonderful for me. I'm like so excited to be pregnant at the same time as my best friend.
I know. No, but like, and speaking on that, it was like I was pregnant, but I wasn't telling anybody because it was too soon. And we were talking on the phone, and then you were talking about being self-conscious a little bit about your weight. And in my head, I'm like, but you're pregnant. I'm like, how? Like, that's okay. Like, it's normal to you know? But now I'm like, and I feel like that's what sucks, maybe talking when you're pregnant and you're talking to friends that aren't, or people that aren't, or like haven't been for a while. It's like you forget. But like being here now, it's like, I'm like super self-conscious about it. Like, I don't want to wear anything tight. Like, and so now it's like, I can talk to you about it and you'll get it. So it's very...
Because, obviously, like, your body changes a lot in pregnancy, and the number one thing, like, the first thing that happens is the bloating. And nobody knows you're pregnant yet. I mean, you might have shared, like, some women share early, but for me, I hadn't told anybody. And so I was, like, putting on a lot of water weight, and I was bloating really bad. And my mom had come to me, and she's like, you know, I'm not trying to be like disrespectful or rude, but I'm just wondering, like, is something going on, because you're putting on a lot of weight. And I wasn't like putting on a lot of weight, but my stomach specifically was like looking very distended and like bloated, and my pants weren't fitting, and I was showing up every time to hang out with family in like sweatpants and like a baggy sweater. My mom's like, what's going on? And so it just like kind of made me really self-conscious, because I was like, the people who don't know yet think I'm just putting on weight, and like, you know, there's something unhealthy going on. So it just like, I don't know, I think I out the gate had like a little bit of a weird experience with that, because I was like also putting on weight before getting pregnant. So it was kind of like, people were like, okay, like, what's going on? Because it was like a year of me really putting on weight already, and then I got pregnant, and everyone's like, okay, now it's really rapidly showing. And so it was just kind of like really uncomfortable. So now, like, when you tell me like, oh my gosh, I feel so bloated, I'm like, I get it. I get it. But at least for you now, like, people know. So it's, you know, it's not as bad. I think I waited a bit longer than you to tell, only because I really wanted to hold out to tell people at Christmas time.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like, I wanted it to be like my Christmas gift to everybody. So we waited well, maybe we told at the same time. I was about 10 and a half weeks when I told everybody in my family. I didn't tell friends right away, but I told everyone in my family. Actually, I told Leanne first. I told Leanne, and I told one of my friends that lives out in Texas.
Oh, shit.
And I told everybody else at Christmas time, because I couldn't hold it in any longer. I was like, I need somebody to know. And I said, who's the best person to call? Obviously, Leanne.
Oh, man. So I was sitting in the Starbucks parking lot, and then she FaceTimes me, and I'm like, it's Christmas Eve. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, maybe she just wants to say Merry Christmas. Like, and then you're like, so I've been lying. And I'm like, oh my God. I started crying. I was like, what the hell? And then Jules came in, and I'm like, I was pregnant.
Because we have a ton of phone calls, me and Leanne, and like I said, before getting pregnant, like every phone call for the last like year, both Leanne and I have been like, we just want to be moms. Like, we just reached that point in our lives where we're both like, that's our purpose, and I really want that. And there were so many calls that Leanne was like, I mean, if you don't want me to share this, I don't have to. But like, there were so many calls where Leanne was like, should I get an aura ring? Like, how do you track ovulation? Like, how can we go about like getting pregnant? And I'm like, during these calls, I already know I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And I do know that my partner and I got very lucky, because we didn't do much trying. We just got pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I was like trying to explain to Liam like every time, like, oh, you know, it's like different for every woman, and maybe tracking ovulation would be a good thing. And like, I don't really know how to do that because I don't do that. And I'm like trying to give her advice and like not spill the beans that like it had happened for Dale and for my partner and I. And so yeah, I was like lying to her on every phone call because every time we'd be like talking and like crying about wanting babies, and I knew I was pregnant, and I knew Leanne was like really wanting to start trying to get pregnant and trying to figure out how to do that. So yeah, when I called her, I was like, I've been lying for a couple months. It's funny because flip the card, Leanne got pregnant, and so when she called me to tell me, because we live in two different cities, so we don't get to see each other quite often, so we do a lot of things by phone call. But she called me and she was like, I really wanted to come see you to tell you, but I can't wait any longer. And you didn't even say it, I just immediately started crying, and I was like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And yeah, it was funny because I knew that they were trying, but every time we would talk about it, you were like, no, it hasn't happened yet. And I kept saying to you, like, when it happens, are you gonna like tell me right away? Are you gonna make me wait like I made you wait? And she was like, I don't know, like we'll just have to wait and see, like, but it hasn't happened yet. But it actually had happened, and you didn't tell me. And so it was kind of funny that we both were like, we both lied to each other for a little bit until it came out. But
and the phone calls were, because I wanted to say it to you. I remember one phone call because you were talking about it, and I was like trying to make sure that I don't say like, yo, I get it, because I'm like if she takes it as literal, she's like, what do you mean you get it? Like like, what are you saying? And then
because I would pick up on that too.
Exactly.
I would definitely pick up on that.
No,
because I was also like very hyper fixated on, which I don't know, like this is on some next level best friend stuff, but like I was very hyper fixated on you getting pregnant. Like when I knew I was pregnant, and then you were like very serious about trying, and you're telling me that you guys are trying and everything. It was every single day. I was saying to my partner, like, she needs to get pregnant. She needs, like, more hyper fixated on you getting pregnant than I was on me getting pregnant. And every time we would talk, I was like trying to sniff out if I was catching any like hints that you were pregnant, because I was so hyper fixated on the moment that you were going to say, guess what, I'm pregnant. But you did a really good job at not making it known, because there were a lot of conversations where we were very in depth talking about you trying, and like, you know, sometimes it takes longer for people to get pregnant than other people, because again, I know what happened for my partner and I was not the norm. It was 1 month and we were pregnant that month. And then for most people though, it's like 3 to 6 months. So I just kept trying to like tell you like, oh, it's going to be okay. Like it's going to happen. Like when the timing is right and the universe wants it to happen, like it'll happen. And yeah, you did a really good job at not leaking it, because some of those calls, like you really played into like it's taking longer than I would like, and little did I know you were sneaky and it had already happened.
That was great moments.
See, but I know that we always had like the dream of being like at the same time, like we were both pregnant, but I still feel like the way that it worked out for us was just so like magical and special as two best friends who have wanted this for so long. It was just like, I cried so much, and that's saying a lot, because the weird thing is I'm a daily crier. You know this. I cry over everything all the time. But through this pregnancy, I have not been able to cry. Like my and my mom thinks it's really weird too, but my hormones are very out of whack. I mean, in a good way, I guess. But like even telling my psychiatrist as well, like I have not been able to cry this whole pregnancy. And it's crazy because I am a daily crier and I get a lot of release from crying most of the time. And so like I really want to cry, but I can't cry. But when you called and told me that you were pregnant, I cried. I cried for like, if you had told me and I wasn't pregnant, I probably would have cried for like 3 days straight. I cried for like 10 minutes, which was a lot for me, but it was crazy. I was so excited. So
it's crazy the emotions that come out when like when your friends tell you.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. Like even when like our other friend Ali told me.
Yeah.
I like my reaction was like there's no way. Like it was such a weird reaction, but so it's such a weird time like also you keep calling me Leanne.
Yes. Yeah. We should address
that's my real name.
Sorry. I realize you do this with Jules all the time and calls you Lily.
Yeah.
I refuse to call her Lily.
You do. It's
for
funny.
No other reason than I just love the name Leanne, and it just rolls off the tongue so nice. I call her Leanne.
Yeah, but you say
Leanne.
You say it really well too, like because you say it kind of in French versus
I do that just for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't speak French.
No. Because so usually people will say like Leanne, and it's like it's not that.
No,
it's Leanne. But you say it like that. So
I do call her Leanne because that's her name.
Yeah. But we also met when I was saying that, when I was calling myself that too.
I think. Well, like I know when we first met, your Facebook was already Lily.
Yeah.
And our friends that we had mutually at the time.
Yeah.
Called you Lily.
Yeah. That's true.
But one of them called you Leanne like a couple times because I think you were just like transitioning into using Lily a little bit more. But I don't know, like I just met you and like not to say that like Lily doesn't suit you, but it's just like you look like Leanne. Yeah. So I'm like I'm gonna call her Leanne. Like that's her name. I don't know.
That's fair.
And also like I've always been like that. I don't typically use because I'm a nuisance and like sometimes it's funny and I like to get on people's nerves and sometimes I just do it because I don't know, I like to be different. But I don't usually call people by their nicknames.
I get
I don't know why. I just don't.
I get that vibe from you. Like just you saying it, I was like, but you just don't seem like someone that's gonna call anybody. You want to call them by their name. Yeah. Like you take that.
And I don't know where that comes from, but I definitely. You're not the only one. Like I had a friend in high school, and her name's Nicole. Yeah. But everybody called her Nikki. Yeah. I never called her Nikki. Her name was Nicole. Like I always called her Nicole. So I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't see people as their nicknames, so it's like hard for me. That might be like an autism thing for me. I don't know. Maybe. But like everybody has like their given name and that's what I call them.
No, that's fair. And that's like the way it kind of should be in a way, like, because the name I want to give to my baby, I'm like, there's like I like that name, like I like the nicknames and all that, but I'm also like if somebody would call them that before calling them that the full name, I'd be like, what are you doing? First of all, you don't even know him or her. I don't know the gender yet, but so, and second of all, it's just like there's a reason why that's the name. But again, I don't know.
Well, speaking of that though, I wonder if, because like you said at the beginning, this is going to come out after you do a podcast with Jules to announce it to the world.
That's true.
I wonder if in the podcast with Jules, you're going to know the gender.
I don't know. Yeah, it depends when we record it.
Yeah.
Like because we're recording this, maybe I'll get that like vibe of wanting to. Yeah. But yeah, because then I would probably record it the next weekend. Yeah. And I think, I don't even know when the ultrasound is. They haven't called me, but so I have to call them.
Okay. Anyways. Well, just for reference, Leanne is 16 weeks pregnant. Yeah. And I am 35.
Yeah. Emma is due.
I am due in 5 weeks. So and exciting. I hope, this is my first baby, so I don't know if this will play in my favor, but I do hope that he shows up a little bit early.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, so I was going to say though, I know that I'm having a boy, but Leanne does not know yet if she's having a boy or a girl. So We're waiting to find that out, which she should know in about 4 weeks or
which
so.
should be max kind of thing.
Yeah.
For the anatomy scan.
Yeah.
But like you said, I don't know what's happening in the States and for people to know their gender so early. Because like I
We're
watched
in
this
Canada, so it's a little different here.
Yeah, like I saw this YouTuber and she's due after me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she already knows her gender. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like I have to wait another 4 weeks.
I think it's a blood test that they do in the States, but it doesn't seem to be a thing that they offer here in Canada. And I even asked, and it was not, it's just not something that they do. But in America, it seems like some women can find out as early as like 6 to 8 weeks what gender they're having. But I looked it up online because I am a Google connoisseur.
Yes, she is.
I literally Google everything and anything all the time. It's quite a problem. But I looked it up online, and it seems to me that there is, I think it was like a 25% margin of error where that blood test could be wrong. So I think, at least in Ontario, where we are, I think that they just avoid doing it because they don't want to give people
the wrong
information. Yeah. Whereas, and also because we're in Ontario, the medical care for having a baby is covered by OHIP, which is not a private, like you're not privately paying.
That's fair.
I think in America, maybe it's an option because people are buying it.
Yeah.
You know, like you're paying for it through insurance and stuff.
That's
also, sorry if you can hear the ice maker in the back.
I was like, what's happening?
But yeah, so I think that it's, I that's just a guess. I could be totally wrong, but I think that it has something to do with the fact that like you can get private care in America, so you can get a little bit more than what you get in Ontario, where they're just doing the basic stuff because they're not going to pay for anything extra for you. Yeah. And we don't have the option to buy stuff medically in Ontario because that's just not how it works here. So
you probably have to pay a lot, like privately.
Yeah. The only thing you can pay for in Ontario, and I'm assuming it's the same across all of Canada because all of Canada has free healthcare.
Yeah.
But the only thing that you can pay for in Ontario is extra ultrasounds. So there are private ultrasound clinics. Yeah. So if you wanted to go and get like one of the 3D scans, that's not typically something you'll get through your pregnancy just through OHIP. But if you wanted that, you could go to a private ultrasound clinic, pay for that, and get those whenever you want. But yeah, like the other stuff, like the actual blood work that you get through pregnancy, the standard ultrasounds that you get, the genetic testing, all of that is like covered by OHIP. So they just do the bare minimum of what they need to do, and they wait to tell you the gender at your 20-week scan, your anatomy scan, because everything is more so fully developed at that point. Yeah. So it's almost foolproof. Of course, I'm sure mistakes happen, but at 20 weeks, it's like pretty foolproof. What gender you see is what you get. It definitely was for us. So
yeah, you guessed it.
Well, they were doing the ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech was like, "Do you guys want to know the gender?" And we were like, "Well, we do, but can you write it like in a card or something and give it to us after, just so we can go find out like on our own? We don't want to find out in the room." Yeah. She was like, "Sure." But I had been thinking all the way up until this point that it was a girl. Like a lot of symptoms, if you were to like go through the old wives' tales, like a lot of symptoms I was having just made me think it was a girl, and just like emotionally I felt like it was a girl. And when we were sitting in that ultrasound, it's like, I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I know like enough. And it was pretty clear as day that he was a boy.
Yeah. A little extra thing sticking out.
But I don't know, I still like kind of had this feeling when we left the office that day that like it might be a girl.
Yeah. That's fair.
Which was so silly because it was very much so a boy. And then we opened up the card and obviously said it's a boy. And for some reason I was like shocked. I wasn't sad. I know some people say that they get a little sad when they have one over the other because they thought it was going to be the other one. Yeah. That didn't happen to me. I was not sad at all. I would have been totally elated with a girl or a boy. But for some reason, even though like in my gut I knew he was a boy, I saw it. I saw it with my own two eyes. I was like a little bit shocked. I was like, wait, what? You're a boy? So it's funny though, because for a few weeks leading up to the anatomy scan, I kept like talking to my belly and being like, are you a girl or a boy? Like, if you're a girl, like, mommy will love you. If you're a boy, mommy will love you.
Yeah.
And then I kept saying to my stomach though, like, if you're a boy, I'm really sorry that I keep calling you a girl.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I had picked out a girl name that I was like so in love with. And we didn't really have a boy name yet. And so I don't know, like, I just emotionally really thought it was a girl.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, when I found out it was a boy, I wasn't sad. I was very excited. I'm so excited to be a boy mom. But I was kind of like apologetic because I was like, I'm sorry, I've been calling you by the girl's name and calling you a girl for the last few weeks. But
no, and that's, it's so fair though, like, because I really, for the first full first trimester, like, I'm like, I really want a boy.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody around me is having boys. I'm like, I really want one.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I also don't want to be sad if it's a girl.
Yeah.
But I feel like because I've imagined my whole like future life, it's with a boy, that like I would have that little like sadness. But lately I've been very like, it's almost like I almost convinced myself like, no, it's a girl.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I switched it, and now I'm like I don't know how I'm gonna react anymore to like when I find out. But, and speaking of the whole, like, you said that you don't want to know the gender in that room. Yeah. That's kind of something I wanted to talk about, and maybe I've already talked about it. We'll see. Yeah. But it's more that like I want to know how you thought of it. How, I don't know if romantic is a way to say it, but how like not romantic these ultrasounds are.
Yeah. So again, because we live in Canada and healthcare is free, everything is bare minimum. So the ultrasounds are very quick. Mm-hmm. You don't get like there's not a lot of like personal touch with the ultrasounds. It's very medical. Like, you go in, they check what they need to check, they measure what they need to measure. They don't really tell you too much about your baby unless you are like me and you just ask a million questions. Not to say like the ultrasound techs, at least where I went, they're wonderful. Like, they were all so friendly and, you know, but they have a lot of patience as well. And so it's kind of like you're in and you're out. Yeah. And so finding out in that room, to us at least, just didn't feel intimate. Yeah. It felt like it would be kind of like, just like not personal and not like enjoyable, because you'd find out and then immediately be told to like kick rocks and get out of the room so the next person can come in.
Go pee and let's go.
Yeah. So for us, it was like, we definitely wanted to find out on our own. So we could really like bask in the glory of that information and really just have that moment with each other. Because the other thing too is like, at least for my partner and I, we're very, some would call me extroverted, but I really truly am like introverted, and so is my husband. And we both were like, it would just be too awkward for us to find out in that room with a third person there who has like nothing to do with it, you know, other than she's just like taking the images. So for us, it just made more sense. It's not even like we did anything crazy. Like, we literally just got the information in an envelope and then took it to the car and opened it in the car alone together right there in the parking lot. And that felt way more intimate than trying to do it in that office and being like rushed and
100%. Because you're like, well, I don't know how you were, but like we're laying on the bed, and then we're laying on the bed, and then like Jules for me was like a little bit behind me, like I couldn't even see him, so I could only see the screen of what was happening. And it was such a like the last one we saw baby move, and it was like bouncing, and it was such a moment of like, oh my god, first of all, he's alive, or she's alive. Very grateful for that.
Yes.
And then second of all, like, I'm like, oh my God, it's moving. I didn't know it moved yet. Like, and then I couldn't, like, I was like, had tears. And then, but I'm like, I went to look, but then I'm like, I wanted to see his reaction.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
so
it was the same for us too, where they have, if you have someone in the room with you, they sit kind of like beside but behind you.
Yeah.
And then the screen is like up on the wall in front of you. So yeah, and because they're such quick ultrasounds, again, you don't want to miss out on like looking at your baby.
No, exactly.
But you also like want to look at your partner and like enjoy the moment together.
Yeah.
So it's you're kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place there.
Yeah.
But I was the same, where it just like nothing feels personal in that room. So I was like, I'm just going to enjoy looking at my baby, ask a million questions, as many as I can fit into 5 minutes before they kick me out of this room. So I can just like enjoy this moment as much as I can. And then we'll find out on our own, so we can actually like see each other's reactions and like be present in that moment and not like feeling out of place and awkward because there's a random stranger in the room with us.
Yeah. And something that's not mentioned too is how much you have to pee.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I did not know that. And it's the most, I stress about the ultrasounds because of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so unsexy. It's so, and then it's painful and you can't even like, you can't, like the first ultrasound, I couldn't even focus. No. I'm like, it mattered, but it didn't because it was a peanut and it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I was still like, like I couldn't, because I was like, I'm like, are you done? Because I gotta go pee now.
Well, that's the other thing too, is the ultrasounds are so quick, but they feel so much quicker because you have to pee so bad. And you're like just waiting for them to be like, okay, you can go empty your bladder.
Yeah.
And come back and we'll scan like one more time with an empty bladder and then you'll be out of here. And it's just like, so you're not even like paying attention to the ultrasound or like the baby at first, because you're just lying there like, I'm in pain, and they're like pressing on your bladder like with the ultrasound thing. So it's like, it's just not comfortable.
No.
1 second.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is definitely a quick experience for the ultrasounds, and having to pee is so not enjoyable. But what's even worse than the early stages of pregnancy and having to drink a bunch of water before your ultrasound is the later stages of pregnancy, when baby is sitting on your bladder and it doesn't matter how much water you drink, it hurts all the time and you have to pee so bad.
Yeah.
And it is honestly one of my least favorite symptoms of pregnancy.
That's
is
fair.
The constant feeling of having to pee, and then how many times I get up in the night to go pee as well.
Yeah.
So I actually did see, and I haven't really been able to prove this because I already drink like a ridiculous amount of water. I always have. Like, I just love water. And I saw someone on TikTok say that if you drink more water before bed and actually fill your bladder, it makes you have to get up less through the night to go pee than if you were to like drink earlier in the day and then just have baby sitting on your bladder. Because when you actually chug water before bed, it fills your bladder, whereas like going to bed without chugging water, your bladder's not totally full and you're just like getting woken up every few hours to like pee a little bit. Whereas like if you really fill your bladder, you pee out all of that at once, and then it takes like a few hours for it to come back, so you get like a little bit more sleep.
I see.
I don't know if there's any science behind that. I have not really put it to the test because I already drink so much water and I have to pee a ton through the night too anyways, but that is potentially a thing. So if anybody tries it, let Leanne know, because hopefully by the time this podcast comes out, I have a baby.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think.
I know. It's funny because I'm a zillennial. You're Gen Z. I'm a zillennial.
Yeah.
And I see like a lot of people in our age group, more so my age group, saying that they feel like a teenager, like a pregnant teenager, even though we're in our like, okay, I'm in my 30s, I'm 31. You're not there yet, but I'm 31, so it's like I get it. I'm like, I really do feel like I'm like 16 and pregnant. I'm like, where's MTV? because I just can't believe that I'm going to be having a child and I'm 16 and pregnant.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I often have to remind myself, sadly, that I am 31 years old.
It's
not that there's anything wrong with that. Aging is beautiful, but
100%.
I don't feel that old.
No, I don't think. I honestly don't know if people ever do like until you hit like probably.
Well, my
like,
mom's in her
grade.
60s and she says it all the time.
That she doesn't feel.
Yeah,
like
that
she's
like
60.
her age is just stunted at like, 17, 18 years old.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
I think it's a thing. We're just like, especially, and I think we've mentioned this. Maybe we haven't on the podcast, but I talked to Jules about it, that like sometimes we, if anybody's listening and this is about you, I'm sorry. But like we love you anyway, so
yeah.
But we look at teachers when we're young like they're like these like amazing humans, like they're the top of the top, like these people that you look up to, and like, but I know some teachers, and I'm like like, you teach kids and these kids think like they're and it's like, I'm sure they are like they are amazing people, but it's just thinking it's like, you guys are so immature, but it's just because
I have a friend
like in my age group.
No, I agree. I have a friend who's been a teacher for the last like 6-7 years, probably longer than that actually, but she goes to raves like every weekend. Yeah. And like does some crazy stuff. And it's like she goes back to school on Monday.
One of Jules's like he had a client before and that's what he did. He went to raves. Yeah. And then he would just party like crazy and then go teach on Monday. I'm like, first of all, how do you do that? Like, I know. Good for you, to being so good at that. But like, I'm like, holy crap. Like,
no,
we might lose power.
Recording?
Yeah, it's re-recording. So we might lose power. So if we do, thanks for coming on.
Yes, sayonara. It was nice to meet you. Hopefully I'll be back again sometime. Yeah. Yeah, I peaked raving in my mid-20s and we went to a rave a few years back. And it was quite the feat. And I look at my friends who are still doing it in their 30s, and I love raving. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I will probably go to many more raves before I pass, but I don't know how they do it and then get up and go to work on a Monday.
I know.
At this stage, I had a concussion a couple years ago, and so I am out for the count for a little while here, unfortunately, but I don't think in my 30s I'd be able to rave and then go to work. No. I just don't think that would work for me.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's why I'm like, if I'm going to a rave, I need to take like a week off.
Yeah.
I need to take the 2 days of the rave off.
Yeah.
And then take 5 days after that.
Yeah. I honestly think though, like that one, well, I don't know about you, but the one day is like best.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like the second day is so much harder.
Yeah.
But
and I've been to a lot of raves and I've been to a lot of concerts, like a lot. Yeah. And I can attest to enjoying single day events way more than multi-day events. The only thing I like about multi-day events is that obviously your options for who you get to see are much broader. Yeah, there's so many more people showing up, which is nice, but single day events are a lot more feasible for my old crippling body that I'm living in these days.
That's fair.
Yeah. But I tell my husband all the time that we are totally taking baby to raves.
Yeah.
He's going to be a raving baby. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm like, if there's any one thing, like there's parents out there that want their kids to like get into sports or like they really want them to play hockey or, I'm like, I want my kid to rave. I want to take him to raves. I want him to listen to EDM and like live off of it.
That's fair.
That's my dream. Yeah.
Speaking of your husband, we're going to probably end on this since it's overheating.
And my dog won't stop crying for some reason.
Yeah. How excited are you about your hubby being a dad?
I am over the moon about it, and I find it hard to talk about because I don't like have a ton of words. Like it's just emotion that I feel when I think about it. And I I just know he's going to be like the greatest father in the world. And I am so excited to watch the transition of like us going from partners to mom and dad together.
I know.
And sorry for my dog walking in the background.
It's all good.
This is like the most chaotic podcast ever.
It's all good.
But yeah, I'm like so excited about it, and I cannot wait to see him in action with a little baby boy.
Yeah. Is there like something specific that you're like to me personally, I can't wait for him, even if it's a girl or a boy, to be a coach and seeing him as a coach, like Jules as a coach.
Yeah.
It's going to melt my heart.
I think for me, the biggest thing that I'm excited for is watching Dale become like an emotional support, because he is like my rock in this world, and he really does like ground me and humble me and like pull me out of so many emotional despair moments that I just can't wait to see how he instills that type of calmness and like emotional regulation on a child, because I think that's one of the hardest things as a parent, is teaching your kid to like emotionally regulate. Yeah. Because kids, you know, they're kids, so they have a lot of emotions and hormones and everything, kind of like a pregnant lady. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just really excited to see how he handles like teaching our kid to emotionally regulate, because I'm not the best at that. Yeah, I think I'm good at like teaching other people how to do it, but if you spend enough time with me, you'll see me spiraling quite often. And like kids, that's what they see. Yeah, like, you know, like, and they mimic what they see. Yeah. So I'm like, he's gonna need the best of both worlds. Well, he'll have like a little crazy mom and then a really calm dad. But I also think I'm just really excited because we don't spend a lot of time around kids. Like, I have a niece and a nephew, but they're, you know, older now. And like, we didn't spend a ton of time around them when they were babies. And well, we did. I mean, I did, but Dale wasn't in my life the whole time. So like, he didn't really, and he hasn't been around a ton of kids. So I think I'm also just really excited to watch him like learn how to be around children and like how to interact with a kid. I think it's going to be just like the cutest thing in the world to me. So. I agree. No, you guys are going to be great. I love it. You guys are going to be great because we're having babies together. I know. I can't wait. I really hope that we'll find time and energy. I think energy is a big one to try and like see each other. I know at the beginning the babies aren't going to care. They're going to be like, be able to see for like a month. But just seeing us next step as like moms, like that's crazy. We saw each other as like young teens and late teens and 20s to now like taking care of it. Not just, well, we went from kids like teenagers to dog moms, and then now we're gonna have babies. It's crazy. I think that's something that I'm so excited for too, is just like we've been through so many walks of life together. And this, like, obviously is just the next natural evolution. But it's like, I'm so excited to watch my best friend become a mom. I know. And, like, so excited that we get to do it at the same time. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm just like, so excited for these things. So, I can't wait. So, stay tuned. Hopefully next time I come on here, I have a baby. Probably. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining. And you're welcome. If you like this episode and like guests, you can always comment, like, follow, subscribe, whatever you're on YouTube is subscribe and like. And we'll see you next time. I think that's all I have to say. All right. Thank you for having me and have a wonderful day. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.